Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to dive deeper into why nostalgia helps you feel better. Let's get started. The backward glance. Think about the last time you felt truly nostalgic. Maybe you were scrolling through old photos, or a specific song from high school came on the radio. It feels like a longing for the past, right? A bittersweet tug at your heartstrings. For a long time, scientists actually thought this was a bad thing. In the 17th century, doctors called nostalgia a cerebral disease. They thought it was a neurological disorder caused by the continuous vibration of animal spirits or even the unremitting clanging of cowbells in the Swiss Alps. But here's the breakthrough. Modern neuroscience reveals that nostalgia isn't just about looking backward, it is actually one of the most powerful tools your brain has for looking forward. Today, we're diving into the back to the future effect, how your past memories are actually fueling your future optimism and self-esteem. The scientific chain reaction. In 2013, researchers at the University of Surrey and the University of Southampton began testing a radical idea. Does nostalgia make us more optimistic? Across 4 major studies, they found that when people engage in sentimental longing for the past, they don't just feel warm and fuzzy, they actually develop a rosier view of their future. But how does it work? Science has identified a specific extended causal sequence. It starts with social connectedness. Most nostalgic memories aren't about you sitting alone. They involve valued others, friends, family, or romantic partners. When you remember these moments, your mind becomes peopled. You feel loved and protected. This feeling of being connected then triggers a massive boost in your self-esteem. You realize that you are someone who is valued, someone who has a history of meaningful relationships. And once your self-esteem is high, your brain makes a logical leap. If I am a person of worth with a history of success, my future must be bright too. That is the birth of optimism. The memory bank and the power of redemption. Sociologist Fred Davis once famously described nostalgia as a deposit in the bank of memory. Think of your happiest moments as a savings account. When your current life gets stressful, maybe you're facing a job loss or a breakup, your brain withdraws those memories to remind you of your current worth. This deposit bestows a legitimate claim on the future. But there's a secret ingredient to these memories: redemptive sequences. Scientists found that most nostalgic stories follow a specific pattern. They might start with something negative, a struggle, a loss, or a disappointment, but they almost always end with a triumph or a positive conclusion. By focusing on these redemptive stories, your brain learns that even when things are tough right now, they have the potential to end well. Nostalgia essentially trains you to believe in your own resilience. Neuroscience, the shared hardware of time. Why can the past influence the future so easily? Because in your brain, they use the same hardware. Neuroimaging studies show that the capacity for mental time travel, both looking back and looking forward, relies on a common neural network. Clinical evidence shows that patients who have trouble retrieving their past have significant trouble imagining their future. When you nostalgize, you are essentially activating the same neural pathways you use to plan your goals. It's a concept called holistic thinking. Specifically, nostalgia encourages interactional causality, the ability to see how events across your entire life are intertwined and interconnected. You stop seeing your life as a series of random, isolated accidents and start seeing it as a continuous narrative. This global self-continuity makes you feel like the person who succeeded 10 years ago is the same person who will succeed 10 years from now. Nostalgia as a survival resource. So, when should you use this hack? Research shows that nostalgia is often triggered by psychological threats like loneliness, boredom, or a sense of meaninglessness. It acts as a restorative resource. If you're feeling isolated, nostalgia buffers you against the drop in self-esteem that usually follows rejection. If life feels meaningless, nostalgia bolsters your sense of purpose by bringing cherished life experiences back to the surface. It's even been shown to help with successful aging. People who nostalgize frequently are better at maintaining a positive affect and environmental mastery as they get older because they have a deeper well of positive self-regard to draw from. Conclusion: look back to move forward. Nostalgia isn't a cerebral disease, and it's definitely not an escape from reality. It is a psychological superpower. The next time you find yourself pining for the good old days, don't feel like you're stuck in the past. Your brain is just making a deposit into your optimism account. It's reminding you of who you are, who you've loved, and why you have every reason to be hopeful about what's coming next. So I'm curious, what is that one memory that always makes you feel like you can take on the world? Is it a graduation, a specific trip, a song? Share it in the comments below. Let's populate the comments with some redemptive sequences today. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that subscribe button. We dive into the science of the human mind every week to help you understand the features of your unique brain. Thanks for watching.